Yo. Dr. Eric Prince and Go Sharon told y'all all my business. But I'm happy because I wanted to be transparent with you guys, right, about what's going on with me and my health in regards to like healing my body of HSV and just other things too, right? Because while HSV is what prompted the cleanse, there are other... Sorry, my puppy's playing with this toy. There are other things that are more of a concern for me, health-wise, like diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, heart disease, things that run in my family, right? So, stay tuned. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alesstrah. If you're new here, I'm also the founder of Positive Pathways. That is my HSV support community. If you want to join the community, please click the link in my bio and click where it says join Positive Pathways, the Discord. I love to see you there. But let's get into it. Okay, so you guys know I told you guys that I was in Chicago over the weekend just to spend Valentine's Day with the kiddo, look at some places, look at a gym, and also to link up with Coach Sharon and Dr. Eric Prince. Now, I did have the chance to link up with them on Sunday, and they came over and they did a couple things. First, they did a bio scan. It's something that I have not done yet because you have to do it in person only. It's the only thing that they have that you actually have to do it in person. And they also did my 4th session of the viral frequency neutralization therapy sessions. Now remember, you get 3 with your cleanse, but I told you guys that after my cleanse, during my post cleanse, I paid for an additional 4, which was $250. So I paid for an additional 4 sessions. So Sunday was my first session, and then I'll have one each week, and then I'll take like a break, and then I'll go get retested. But we did those 2 things, and I want to show you guys the clips. Unfortunately, I didn't get all of it because my camera lady was just, she was not doing her job, okay? And I couldn't really work my camera or my phone too much just because I have to be calm, cool, and collective, and I have to be still, right? Because they're working on my body. So I apologize in advance, but I'm going to show you guys the clips of what I did capture, and then you guys can take with that from what you want. If you have questions, feel free to comment below. Shoot Coach Sharon a text message, give her a call if you're doing a cleanse, and same with Dr. E, right? Now, I did also go live on TikTok. I do have that. I think we were live for, gosh, a little over 2 hours. So if I can figure out how to get that from TikTok onto YouTube, I most definitely will. Because I actually wanted to live stream it, but for some reason, YouTube was hating on me, and it was like, oh, you have to wait 24 hours. 24 hours? I did it today. So I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize.
Is this live?
Oh, so the camera's on here, and then this is live right here, so they can see. They'll be able to see everything that we're doing over here, as far as like the bio scan. Okay. But here is for YouTube. So this one is more important than these people right here. No offense, no offense.
Are they live?
They're live here, and you can talk Dr. E too, like they can hear you. But this is for YouTube. That's permanent. This is temporary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay, so give me a few moments.
We learned back in biology and chemistry, an atom is the building blocks of the human body. But it turns out that an atom is 99.999999% empty. It's empty. It's majority empty. So wait, if an atom under which we're made up of is that much empty, then what is this we call the physical world? Well, that's just it. Nothing you see is physical. It's all an illusion. Well, they say, well, I can touch it, feel it, taste it, and smell it. Well, those are signals that go to the brain in order to confirm what's going on in the same energy field that you live in. You're a part of that field. Here's the thing. We don't really touch anything. It's a field around the atoms that propel the field around other atoms. So we're never really touching anything, not even the ground. It may seem like it, but it's really a field. So once you understand what's going on in that field, and you begin to understand how to affect the field that you're in, because we're smaller fields in a larger field. So quantum physics helps us to understand the behavior of these subatomic particles and how they can affect larger particles. But also one thing that affects it is your belief. Your belief system affects these subatomic particles more than anything else. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Sharon and Coach Alesstrah. And yes, you can only be present to do the bioscan. We have had some of you guys fly in just to do the bioscan. And let me tell you, that's very important to do. The bioscan I have been using for over 10 years. I just started using the life system, balance and therapy, last year. So I've saved more lives using a bioscan than I did reducing stress and balancing people. So now we have a complete program. Now we can ascertain what's going on in the body. We can get rid of the toxins, the deficiencies, and we can also manage the stress and pain. Yes, this actually addresses pain at a distance. You know, for some of you people out there may be taking, certain medicines for pain or even menstrual cramps. It manages pain. How? That's a long story right there. That's a whole nother webinar to really understand how it works. But let me say this, it does work in a very magical way, else I wouldn't have brought investors in order to acquire the technology. But it works so well, it's scary. But here was the problem. I had to be the spook who sat by the door in order to go into another culture, into another neighborhood, in order to bring this back to my community. It was not going to come in our community. It's not going to come in your community. We had to bring it. And so now we have the tools we need in order to get rid of all the old conditions, all the old health issues, reverse the bloodline curses, and actually live a healthy, perfect life for well over 120 years. I don't want to scare you with those numbers, but this is what the scriptures give us. So now we have the ability to access longevity, health, wellness, balance, and live in harmony. And I think the scripture calls it the kingdom of heaven on earth. All right, here you go.
All right.
All right, satisfied
Okay. All right. So, what happened to the remote? Oh.
It's in my hand.
Okay. you turned on the TV. I'm like.
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. I'm connecting it to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I know you even watch Netflix.
Okay. All right. So you need me to.
Yeah, for the YouTube. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going.
All right. Hey, YouTube. Okay. So we're about to conduct the bioscan. And the bioscan is a quantum technology that is able to ascertain the pathology of disease down to 10 cells, as Dr. Prince just said a few moments ago. So what that means is every time your cells divide, they give off a frequency. The bioscan is able to read that frequency and determine what's going on in your cells. And so with every organ system, it can read all that information. So what's happening with your heart, with your kidneys, with your liver, your gastrointestinal tract, and so on and so forth. And so we're gonna do this without blood draw, without any bodily fluids, without radiation. So in other words, it is non-invasive. Okay? Alesstrah, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Oh, I need you to take off your earrings.
Oh, and my necklace?
Yes.
Oh.
Any metal that you have on your person.
Amir, come over here so you can make sure you do the camera for me. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. That's fine. They don't have to see me.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna hold this in your hand, good firm grip, and then relax your arm on your leg, keep both feet flat on the floor. All right, take a deep breath for me. And exhale. Give me another deep breath. And exhale. All right, give me one last relaxing deep breath. All right, breathe normally. Think happy thoughts and tune in to your heartbeat. Okay, and so that beeping that you hear is your heartbeat. Okay. So what I want you to do is slow down your breath. As you slow down your breathing, you also slow down your heart rate. When you can control your breath, you control the beating of your heart. And you can also control how you handle stress. That's it.
Oh, really?
So when we talk vascular, we're talking about the arteries that are surrounding the heart. Okay. This is showing that the elasticity is low, which means those arteries are starting to harden.
Oh, okay.
That is an indication of plaque buildup. So this is your normal clean and clear artery, and over time, with the consumption of animal products, we begin to build that plaque. Okay, so what we want to do is, again, flush your liver.
Okay.
So that the liver can effectively clean your blood, and now your body can begin dissolving that plaque.
Okay.
Okay.
This is why we're doing a cleanse.
Indeed, indeed. Next item in the yellow is coronary perfusion pressure, which is showing at an increase. So when we talk coronary, we're talking about the arteries that are actually on the heart.
Okay.
So the red represent the coronary arteries, the blue represent the coronary veins. Okay, so when we see coronary perfusion being at an increase, that means there's a buildup of pressure in those arteries. And that pressure is reflective of how you're handling stress.
Okay. So, but it ain't that bad. It's not that high, right?
Well, it's probably improved since you've completed the cleanse. I'll say that. However, we still got a little bit of work to do, and this is why we also have the life system technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to help bring, you know, some balance to your stress.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so that covers everything in the yellow. So now we're going to talk about what's in the blue. Okay, so first up is blood viscosity, which is at an increase, and I'm going to correlate that with blood fat, which is also at an increase. So when it comes to the blood fat, of course, that comes from the fat consumption, and a lot of that comes from the animal consumption. So the thing to take note when it comes to that fat is that every animal, with the exception of fish, has a higher body temperature than we do. So when we consume their fats and their oils, it doesn't melt at our body temperature. It begins to clog the liver. It begins to pollute the blood. So now we have excess fat floating around in the blood, which makes the blood thicker, which is that blood viscosity.
Okay.
Okay. So during the cleanse, one of the things we do is clean the blood. Okay. Next up here is stroke volume, which is showing at a decrease. So when you see the word stroke, that just means contraction.
Okay.
Okay, so every time your heart contracts, there has to be a certain volume of blood within your heart chambers. What this is saying is that volume of blood is too low. And this indicates that there is some weakness in the heart. So we just got to work on strengthening the heart. Now, some of that weakness can be caused by stress. Stress causes weakness in the heart. But there are also other things that cause weakness in the heart. A poor diet and a lack of exercise. So we want to make sure that we're correcting all of those. We want to flush and cleanse the system, clean the blood. We want to get the exercise in. We want to modify the diet, refine the diet. Okay, and we got to reduce that stress.
That we do. I'm working on it.
Okay. And last but not least, we have coronary artery elasticity, which is showing at a decrease, a mild decrease. So once again, we're talking about those arteries that are here that are on the heart.
Okay.
Okay. And with the elasticity being low, as we talked about with the vascular arteries, that indicates some hardening and some plaque buildup. So we just got to work on dissolving that.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Any concerns?
No, because I'm on the right path, so I'm okay. God healed me. I'm good.
Very good. I like the way you think.
I'm okay. I'm gonna get hands.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So now we're gonna take a look at your composite report. So the next report we look at is gonna take only the items in the red and yellow out of these 15 different categories.
Oh goodness.
Just for the sake of time.
Lord.
Okay, so already I can see there's nothing in the red.
Okay. Thank you, Jesus.
Indeed. So these 3 items here are dealing with the heart, and we've already discussed those. So next up is liver function. Liver fat content is elevated. So what this is saying is that you have a moderate fatty liver. So we still gotta.
It's probably French fries. It's probably French fries. Probably French fries.
So one thing to understand about the bioscan is that it's not just talking about what you've been doing most recently, but what you've been doing for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, French fries, a little bit of fried chicken, not too much. Fried okra. I love fried okra.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
At what age did you start eating meat?
I don't know, probably 1.
As soon as she can hold that chicken bone like everybody else.
As soon as I got teeth, a full mouth of it to chew.
Yes. Okay. So you've already completed one cleanse, and so we want to keep it going. You know, when I first started this program, I had a severe fatty liver. My liver was in the red.
Oh wow.
Okay, and with cleansing and detoxing twice a year for 2 years, and also changing my diet, becoming vegan, working out 3 times a week, I was able to get my severe fatty liver back into normal range, back into the green. Okay, so it took some work, but I stayed committed to myself, and I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Trust me.
Is she talking to you?
I was a devout meat eater, people, and butter was my best friend.
Oh, butter.
Not really, but I ate a lot of butter.
Butter with the steak. Oh man. Oh. No more of that. No more of that.
Okay, so
So that's tells me, because I plan on doing a second cleanse in April regardless of anything anyway, so we're fine.
Okay, good. Very good. Okay, so next up is bone mineral density. So your bone mineral density is showing low. which elevates your degree of osteoporosis and your degree of bone hyperplasia. So what we're looking at here, and I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit to kind of correlate. So when it comes to bone health, it's all about the alkalinity of the body. And so this last item on your report, basic physical quality, pH, which stands for potential hydrogen,
Okay.
is another way of saying alkaline. And what this is showing is that your alkaline levels are low, which means your body is acidic. So when the body is acidic, it will leach calcium and other minerals from your bones in order to make your blood more alkaline.
Okay.
Okay? And when that happens, now you're looking at overactive cells, which is that hyperplasia.
Okay.
Because they're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to make up for the lack of density in the bones. And then, of course, that's also going to reflect the osteoporosis.
Okay.
Okay? So when we start flushing and cleansing your system, now you can start doing supplements to replenish that bone.
So like taking calcium.
Calcium and other mineral supplements, minerals like strontium and boron.
Okay.
Okay, those are going to help rebuild those bones. Vitamin K is also essential for bone health. Vitamin D.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just got some supplements we need to start getting into your system.
Okay.
Okay, and just so you know, I had these same issues going on as well, and I was able to reverse that, and it didn't take 2 years to reverse that, but it took some time. It took some work.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is blood sugar, coefficient of insulin secretion, which is showing at an increase. So what we're
The top bar right here represents voltage. Second bar represents amperage. And the bottom bar represents resistance. Resistance pertaining to the body, amperage pertaining to the mind, voltage pertaining to your energy field, which means the spirit. So basically it's body, mind, and spirit. She's now calibrated to the software. This allows me now to go in and begin the opening of her energy field. You can cut those lights off a little bit. So we go into wellness. So what I did is I created an outline for the HSV group. And the outline begins with opening the energy field. But first we start with testing the geopathic stress. Geopathic stress is the stress that affects you based upon the disruption of the Earth's magnetic field. Unfortunately, this is based upon where you live. So where you live may be causing you stress. What that means is that there are certain man-made objects that disrupts the Earth's magnetic field. It can be underground water tunnels, it can be fault lines, it can be utility lines. But these things disrupt the Earth's field. It can also be metal interference. Well, where is metal in? Metal is a part of our home, our apartment, wherever we live. Well, that metal interferes in the Earth's magnetic field, and it actually can cause you geopathic stress, and that looks like signs and symptoms. So signs and symptoms you may be experiencing may actually be due to just where you live. So what we do is we want to clear the geopathic stress in order for her to receive the energetic balancing more direct. There's so many different frequencies surrounding us at this very moment. Some are good, some are distortions. But definitely geopathic stress is one of them that distorts. So the fact that we have a technology that can go in, assess geopathic stress, and neutralize it, that allows us to start working on things that not even the medical system knows about. What you see here is you see red, yellow, and blue. These represent the top 3 stressors in this area. And ironically, we're in the downtown Chicago, and that metal interference is right on point because we're surrounded by a bunch of skyscrapers and buildings. So that's letting you know that it's assessing right now in this location the geopathic stress that could be affecting Alesstrah and her energy field. So after we did the feedback on it and the balancing, one of the first things on the protocol is the brain profile. So we go in and we want to do a test to see the imbalance between the left hemisphere of the brain, the right hemisphere of the brain, the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and the back of your head, which is called the occipital lobe. Your brain is it's actually a generator. And a lot of times if that generator is not connecting properly, then you don't have a lot of voltage going through your system. So our goal is to balance the brain. So right now what you see is these green marks, yellow and red. It lets you know that the distance, the gray space right here represents the distance between the energetic connection. So what we do is we apply the feedback and we bridge that connection in this moment. Now that doesn't mean that that connection is going to stay there, but for the sake of creating some type of stress reduction, some type of balance right now, we are going to give it to her so that we can continue on opening her energy field. It only takes a moment to relieve stress. It only takes a moment to reduce pain. And this is also a pain reduction technology. So it's not just about reducing the stress. It's also about relieving the pain. This is also cleared and registered with the FDA as safe and effective. So this is the real deal technology. So right now we did a test on attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADD and ADHD. Anything over 60 is considered an imbalance or a stressor. We're right here at attention deficit disorder, and we can attest that sometimes you might have this. This isn't something that you're necessarily born with and you have to be stuck with it, even though we are seeing some children right now.
Okay, so now that you guys seen the clips, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Are you going through the cleanse? Have you done this process? Have you flown in to do the actual bioscan? How did you feel after you did the viral frequency neutralization therapy sessions? For those who are currently going through the process. For those who want to go through the process, what are your questions? What did you think? How do you feel currently? Also too, you guys didn't get to see this part, it was on TikTok live, but towards the end, he did a scan where he picked up about 6,000 diseases, viruses, right? It scans for that, and what frequencies are in my bioenergy field, right? And we had a few. There was one that said anxious and worrying, and then there was quite a few of the herpes ones, but I had a few that were cool, and then a few that were acute, and a few that were chronic. But he does this thing where what he's doing is he's trying to fix the imbalances, right? He's trying to neutralize those frequencies, and a lot of those frequencies that he picked up neutralized. Also keep in mind, and I wish you guys could see that part, but keep in mind that a lot of times we have these frequencies in our bioenergy field, but that doesn't mean that this is something that we actually have or we're predisposed to. It just means that we've come in contact with either we have it or we came in contact with that frequency from someone else. And I talk to a lot of people with HSV all day, every day. So I was not shocked to see all of that. Not at all. Because I saw cold sores, HSV1, all these, like, I was just like, oh, okay. I saw all of it, right? But it makes sense. I'm around it. I'm always getting people's energy, right? Everything is energetic. But I'm excited because I'm hoping that I can eventually, towards the end, when I do get retested, we can go back and kind of do like a comparison from like my first session to like my last session, so you guys can see the difference. I want to talk to him about it, but I hope that this was helpful to give you some insight. Because I know we talk about like the juicing and the herbs, you always hear about that, right? I wanted to show you guys this because it's really important when you're trying to eradicate, and not just HSV, anything, right? So if you have questions, again, put them down in the comments below. Shoot me an email, Dr. E an email, Coach Sharon an email, text us, call us, whatever. We're here. We want to help. We want to help you guys get healed. And did y'all hear him call me a coach? Coach Alesstrah? Okay. Yo, that literally made my night, baby, because who a coach? Because I'm out here trying to make sure y'all get healed, baby. Because we healed all 2025. So I hope that this gave you some more insight on what comes with his program, and that if you were on the fence a little bit, maybe this helped, or maybe this told you, I don't want to do that, I'm cool, I'm straight. Either way, I'm here to help, right? I want people who want to get healed to get healed, and I want to help you on that, your process, right, that journey. So if I can help in any way, feel free to reach out to me. We can have a phone call, whatever. But I want you guys to take control of your health. And if you say, I want to eradicate HSV and I want to get rid of this X, Y, and Z, I want to point you into the right direction. So I'm here. But if this resonated with you, like, comment, subscribe,